Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about the possibility of Devin White returning to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This video is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, by the way. More on them in a little bit. Is this something that could happen? I know probably a lot of people don't want to have this conversation, but you know what, man? I'm always big on turning over every stone, talking about every possibility, and I will say this. I don't think it is a 0% chance that Devin White returns to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I also think it's probably like a 1 to 2% chance Devin White returns to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's what happened. Here's the scenario, basically, right? In his final season with the Bucs, Devin White requested a trade. That he then rescinded after a little bit while Levante David kind of talked him down. Devin White wanted a big contract. The Bucs said, hey, go out there and prove it, right? And, White requested that trade. It was then rescinded, and he ended up playing the season. And he did not necessarily prove that he deserved a big contract. In fact, it more so proved that the Bucs should probably move on from Devin White because he did not play very well in that last season for the Bucs. He was eventually benched for KJ Britt in that 2023 season. In those playoff games against the Eagles and the Detroit Lions, and then the Buccaneers moved on last offseason. Now, Devin White would sign with the Philadelphia Eagles in the offseason after leaving the Bucs. He never played a snap for Philadelphia. He was eventually released from them. He then joined the Houston Texans, where he played in 7 games, started 1, and had 19 combined tackles. Now, Devin White's still a very, very young player. Okay, he is. I believe he is only 27 years old. Yeah, he just turned 27. So he's still a very, very young player, right? And you could make the argument that, hey, he has connections with Todd Bowles. He has connections with this defense, and is a guy who could possibly come back and have a good second run. We've seen the Bucs lately bring back guys like Whitehead, like Mike Edwards, and some other players along those lines, right? Regardless of the circumstances, that with Whitehead being a pretty decent free agent signing, and Edwards, needing a place to go and being a bit of an emergency signing and things along those lines. Shout out to David Robinson who left that comment, by the way. But like, the Bucs do need some middle linebacker help, and Devin White is familiar with the defense, so would it be crazy to say, hey, Devin White, if you put your pride aside and you are willing to be more of a rotational guy, yeah, we're willing to have you come back? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't. I don't think that Devin White probably wants to be back in Tampa Bay. I don't necessarily think the Buccaneers are interested in bringing him back. Real quick before I dive a bit deeper into that, though, I do want to say shout out to the sponsor of this video, BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. If you guys use the promo code YouTube150, you get a 150% sign up bonus on your first deposit, 125% bonus on your next 2 deposits. All of that is up to $2,000. Thanks so much to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino for being the proud sponsor of this channel. Folks, it's one thing I've learned from just watching and listening to certain things about Jason Light and the front office and just things that we used to see even like back in Hard Knocks, and kind of the situation with Liam Cohen is like, hey man, if you piss Jason Light off, it's not that he holds grudges, right? But he is very okay with saying, hey, screw you, man. I don't want to do business with you ever again, right? We saw that going all the way back to his tenure at Hard Knocks. We saw that with Liam Cohen. Like, Jason Light, look, to be blunt, Jason Light is kind of a shrewd businessman, right? Like, he definitely can, be a bit shrewd in terms of his dealings and whatnot, and isn't afraid to kind of wash his hands of situations and say, hey, you screwed me, I'm never going to entertain bringing you back, right? It's a very like loyal type of thing. Like I don't know how you call it. Maybe it's just a shrewd businessman type of thing. Like I don't know. Like but if Jason Light kind of gets like a spur, in his foot and is like, nah, man, like you requested a trade from us, and demanded all this type of money, and then didn't go out and prove that you could, earn that contract, like, there's just I don't know how burned that bridge is basically what I'm trying to say. Right. And with Jason Light being who he is as a general manager, in terms of like, hey, he can be a tough negotiator. He can be a bit of a guy who says, like, hey, if you do me wrong, I'm not going to be accepting of that. And probably won't give you opportunities in the future as well, right? Um, or if you're gonna try and do shrewd business with me, I'm gonna do shrewd business right back, kind of deal, right? It just doesn't seem like a reunion is in the works, right? Is basically what I'm trying to say. Um, could it happen? Again, I'm not gonna say it is a 0% chance, but I imagine there would have to be a lot of uncomfortable conversations between White and White's agent and Jason Light to kind of mend that bridge to see if that's even a possibility. But I suppose you never know. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this down in the comments section below. I'd love to hear it. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Hope you all enjoyed. As always, guys, I'll see you all in the next video or the next live stream. One more shout out to BetUS Sportsbook and Casino, by the way, for being the sponsor of this channel. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs.